In part 3 of this tutorial, we are going to cover all the different question types that don't require a text-based answer. So let's get started.
The next one I want to cover are multiple choice questions. These are single answer only questions, and they can branch into separate quizzes. For example, just as a quick example, maybe in biology you might ask something are you male or female? And then you might have a whole separate for male answers and different questions for female answers. I'm not going to go into planning that because it does take, you have to really plan those out, but it can be done, and then you can actually bring it back to end on the same. It's a very neat tool, but you definitely have to spend some time with it. So the way you do multiple choice is you add a new question, and we're going to do multiple choice this time. And so if you want to do that branching thing, you're going to hit go to page based upon answer, and then that's going to take you to a new page with new sets of questions. So example, if they were male or female, or if they answered yes or no, whatever. I'm going to make it a required question. That's one part that you kind of have to remember, is making sure that you do the required question piece if it's a required question. If your students don't have to answer it, they don't have to. So we're going to start with a question here, and my question is, who is the current president of the United States of America? What's really kind of cool about this is if you already have a quiz that's finished, like say in Microsoft Word or on Google Docs, or if you've written all your questions out ahead of time, which I do recommend just in case something ever happens, if you always have a backup copy. What's cool is you can actually just grab your selections from that other page, you copy them, you just paste them in here, and bang, there it is. There's all my answers done in just seconds. I'm done. And I can now move on to my next question. So this is another area where if I'm going to duplicate now, and I want to create another multiple choice question, if I hit that duplicate button, it'll give me the same choice and move on. So I've got that in there, and I'm going to click done. And now you can see my question in there. So that's a multiple choice question. It's pretty simple. The next one I want to talk about are checkboxes, which are similar to multiple choice, but the students can choose more than one correct answer. That can be obviously very, very important as well. And it can still be graded in Fluebrew as correct or not correct. So in this one, we're going to do the add item again, and we're going to select this time checkboxes. And just as I did before, if I copy my question from page, I can just paste the question in, right? And then I've already got my responses as well, so I can copy those. And once again, make sure that this full option 1 is selected so that when you paste it in, it doesn't get added as part of your answer. And I just put them in there, and once again, there they are. My answers are in, they're done. I can move on, click the required question, and I move. The next item are lists, and lists allow students to choose only one answer. They're great for fill in the blank or vocabulary type. And I'm going to have another question here, and we're going to do list. So the best site for helping you implement technology into education. What site is that? And again, I have my choices already planned out in another document, so I'm going to copy those and paste them in here again into the option 1, and they're done. And this is a required question, and I move on. And now you can see that I have a list drop down for my students, and that's how that works. When they click on that, they're going to see those answers and be able to only select one of them. The next question type is called scale. So if I go in there and I select scale from this one, you can see that now I'm going to be able to rate something. And so scales are basically used for rating things. It's less used for tests, but great for feedback or on a survey page. I'm going to paste that in there. How would you rate this tutorial? Now again, I've chosen scale, and I can make it from 0 to 1, 1 to 10, however I want to do that. And I can have no labels or amazing. And I'm going to make that a required question. And now you can see what that's going to look like with radio buttons to choose the answer. And then the second to last tutorial type that I want to talk about is the grid, which is going to create a table where there can only be one answer per row or column. And this can be used for lots of different things, but one of them that might be kind of a good idea to use it for would be to put things in a specific order. And we're going to do grid. And so now we have our question type, and we're going to need our row. And my question title is this time going to be, what is the correct order for creating again? And now I'm going to have row and column label. So when I go to paste these in, this question is a little bit different type. I actually have to paste them in one by one, so this one takes a little bit longer, but I have created those ahead of time, so I'll put those in really. So then I might create a little bit of help text just to help people fill this out. Starting from 1, choose the correct order of events to create the form 2, 3, 4, and I click done, and you'll get to see a preview of that. So first, second, third, fourth, and they just put them in order, and again, they can only choose one, so it's great for ordering.
That concludes part 3 of our tutorial, which had to do with non-text-based answer question types in forms.